salvation. And so I left home again. I just couldn't think of a way to get my father and Kwong to recognize my ability. In the end, I thought if I could get my hands on Soul Edge at last, the Sword Salvation itself, then I'd be able to make them see what I was capable of. It was my second journey to the castle in the west, so I knew the route well and arrived in no time. Oh, and sorry about the previous broadcast. That's technical difficulties going on.
At that moment, I was just so shaken I couldn't think straight. Ivy, that swordswoman who was also searching for Soul Edge. She was cool, collected, and so mature. She treated me like a child, so I lost my temper and challenged her. No! I'm not done yet!
More fighting will only end in the same result. You're too weak. Farewell.
Classic Ivy.
Hey! Get back here!
Wow, that was riveting. Thanks for the entertainment. But that should teach you not to pick fights with people like that again. I'm sure you'll get a lot stronger in the future. You're still young, after all.
Hey! Don't treat me like a child!
Didn't I just tell you to think more carefully about who you pick a fight with?
You also said I could get stronger. Can you teach me how to fight? We can use clubs
gradually
or
over
whatever.
time, but
I don't care.
It don't work that fast like, oh, I fought him. This ain't no Dragon Ball Z.
That was the first time I met Kong Shu Chang, my master. I needed to get stronger if I wanted to find Soul Edge. So, I focused all my energies on forcing him to become my teacher.
Sung Mina 4, never a day without training. At first my training consisted solely of fetching water and running errands to buy alcohol. Classic Asian AC. Classic, you know, do chores to get stronger, Karate Kid / Chinese Kung Fu movie type of training. Probably because I was in such a rush for my skills to be acknowledged. But in time, as I started to focus on becoming stronger, my master began teaching me proper techniques. Perhaps father too was only but there's no use thinking like that now. I mean, see, I'm grateful I asked.
That's it! Looks like you're getting the hang of it.
Well, yeah, because you finally started teaching me for real.
I'm just giving you a simplified version, you know? So, wanna spar again today?
Yeah, I'm tired of losing to a drunk. Would you knock it off?
My. I can't believe you made this much progress in just 1 year. Guess I'll go buy some booze so we can celebrate your victory.
More drinking? Your body will give out one of these days.
You always nag me about that. What are you, my daughter?
My father's far more hardworking and accomplished than you. Aren't your family worried about you? Perhaps a wife
Dang,
or
you
a
gonna
daughter?
throw them kind of shots, but he don't want to teach
After
you to
all,
get better.
I often hear you mumbling in your sleep. You're our treasure, Xianglen. Stuff like that.
Huh? You've been hearing things. Now get back to your training.
Fine, fine. Off you go. But Master never came back. I've no right to teach you proper rod techniques. You need to carve your own fate. That was all he left me, scrawled in a note. I can't believe he kept me waiting all night. It made me pretty mad.
Sung Mi No Fine, the Malfestor. I was annoyed that my master had left me, but then again, I was being insensitive. You've been more than sensitive. You're being hella disrespectful. You were out of order. I would have gave up on you, abandoning your ass. Oh, what's up, Charles Buchanan? How you been, man? How's YouTube going for you, bro? He would talk in his sleep, apologizing to someone called Zhang Fei and another called Zhang Ling. He's from the temple. Perhaps he set off to carve out a new fate for himself. I hope so, at least. But what's up, Charles Buchanan Show? Shout out to you, man. Thank you for
exploring ruins and
tuning
underground
into the stream.
labyrinths, ever in search of Soul Edge. My travels went well, but memories of everyone back home kept resurfacing in my mind. I was sure Father and Huang must have been worried about me. And I was worried whether my homeland had been invaded by lands to the east. When you said we, Huang, did that include me too?
Mina, that's not up to me. Do you understand what I mean?
What was Huang trying to tell me back then?
Traveler! Help! My family!
Are you okay? Such terrible wounds.
Take this.
lizard men.
thing!
You freakish reptiles. You're going down. Off you go.
I carried the man to the nearest oasis village, but he didn't make it.
Dang.
What he had handed me was an illustrated map and a metal plate with a snake crest carved upon it. As soon as I showed them to the villagers, I could see the color drain from their faces.
Feegle Sestimus. I knew it had to be those demons.
I suppose there's nothing we can do then.
But a bunch of people were kidnapped. Don't you want to save your families?
Of course, but we can't fight them. You should leave here at once, while you still can.
We don't want to get outsiders involved, especially a young girl like you.
What? You'd think I'd be useless?
That's not
Dang,
it.
that's fucked up.
It's merely what you intend to do is not what we would desire.
What you
I
trying to
don't
say?
care. I'm tired of feeling as if I need someone's approval to rescue those dear to me. I'm going to save all of you. And my homeland, too.
Y'all get so mean at this, man. She got heart, bro. And she stands on her
She's
10
gone.
toes. Respects to her. She may be knowingly disrespectful, but hey, she
Where is
stands
that
on her 10
girl
toes.
heading?
Juan.
Who are you?
Come on, Juan. We all know it's you, man. It's pretty obvious it's you, Juan. We ain't fool nobody in that mask. Song Mina 6, the depths of darkness. Even without the sword of salvation, and even if I wasn't ready, I was still determined to protect my homeland and those I loved to, no matter what. I didn't care how strong the enemy was. I'd rather have lost than just stand by in silence. Thinking back now, it's a wonder I could be so naive. Happens to the best of us.
I followed the map to a vast underground temple. I managed to sneak in, but the unsettling atmosphere and weird smell quickly got to me. There were a lot of creepy instruments strewn around the place, but the creepiest thing of all was... What's this huge container for? Ugh, it's all gloopy. It reminds me of that monster. These are the villagers. They're still alive. What a relief. Are those lizards in there?
That's how the lizard men are created. Human and reptilian DNA.
There you are.
Bestiality, or perhaps even bestiality. That could be how they're created. Nasty. freak. Thought I was gonna get you there.
Fight!
And I knocked you out of the ring.
You showed no hesitation when faced with our chimeras. You're not from the village, are you?
You threatened the villagers, didn't you?
What a rude accusation. They simply know the truth, that's all. They know these chimeras were once their family members.
What? No! You mean
You son of a
We need
bitch.
the finest ingredients to make the finest chimeras. That settlement is our lab, and the bait we use to catch traveling warriors.
That's why they didn't want me to get involved.
What? Weren't you prepared to fight? So be it. I have many uses for a fine female warrior like you.
Yes. I didn't understand what it really meant to fight. All I could think about was protecting my homeland and proving myself. At long last, I realized what a child I'd been. But it was too late.
You lack humility. Humility is a core piece to any person and any warrior. Facts. A flash cleaves the shadows. This diary of my journey is coming to an end. I've discovered a lot about myself. It feels as though my life is about to turn a corner. I hope that this diary someday reaches my father in Kwang. Oh shit, dog.
What are you doing? Writing your will? Sorry, but you're not going to die just yet. The High Priest has taken an interest in you. You'll be heading off to our headquarters, along with this fellow. This is the girl I spoke of earlier, sir.
I thought you were going to save your homeland.
Huh? That voice.
Kwang.
I shall vanquish the evils of the ages.
What are you doing?
The villagers told me how to get here.
Those maggots! Neither of you will leave here alive!
You sure about that?
Yeah! We're gonna fight too! We need to save her!
The words of those who truly love their country possess a power that spurs others to action. Those who can move people's souls are what you call heroes.
I don't care what sort of damage it causes. Unleash our latest experimental chimera!
Mina, can you fight? You should finish this with your own hands.
Okay. I will never lose!
You didn't think you were gonna get all them hits? Nah, fuck all that. Well, not me, disrespect. Thought this was. Right in the nuts. One for the skin of my teeth.
Did I win?
Mina!
Wong?
Oh,
Well done,
that's-
Mina. It's not up to me whether we includes you. Now do you understand what I meant?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Now,
to prove
let's go
yourself.
home. It's time to take a break from searching for Soul Edge. We can protect our homeland with our own hands, even without the Sword of Salvation. Can we not?
Yeah! Hey, Wong. What happened to your job with the Navy?
Recently, I realized something very important.
Really? But you're so much older than me. I know. This is embarrassing, so give me a piggyback ride like you used to do.
I thought you said you hated piggyback rides because they were too childish.
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
The secret money pit. Oh, the one. No, I want you. The secret money pit. Photo. I remember back then I used to play photo like crazy.
Ask any adventurer, and they'll know of Verci, a wealthy merchant from South Italy, and his underground treasury, the Money Pit. After getting rich in the weapons trade and earning the title of Merchant of Death, Verci set sail with his fleet to find the legendary Soul Edge. But during his quest, Verci learned his entire fortune had been lost in the chaos of a war that broke out in Italy. Half crazed, Verci hid what little he had left in the impenetrable Money Pit, located on a small island in the Mediterranean. There he stationed a grotesque guardian, who silently and mercilessly disposed of all who entered, quickly becoming the fear of all looters. In recent years, however, a new rumor began to spread among some adventurers. Historic rainfall had caused flooding in the Money Pit, destroying most of its traps. The Guardian had also vanished, leaving the treasure free for the taking.
can't believe we got through the money pit that easily. Thanks for the help, Ivy.
Looks like that tip about the money pit being abandoned was true.
Yeah, all we had to do was rely on that trusty sword of yours. Traps don't scare us as long as we have you. But hey, aren't you gonna take any of the treasure for yourself?
I only care for items related to Soul Edge, and I already have what I wanted. Now I just need to find Verchi's notes.
Always so serious. You're beautiful and you're strong, so, you know, we could... Huh? What the hell is that?
The sword's resonating?
Hey, what did you go quiet for? Whoa, don't drop the treasure there! Huh? Oh, this is a head!
Above you! Ready your weapon!
You're dead.
I knew this was too good to be true. That's your target, Blade. The Guardian! Ha! Slice up everything that comes near us, Blade! I missed? Oh no! Ugh, I'm at a disadvantage fighting here! My blade! Show me the way out!
Why? I already get that domination, that BDSM vibe from them, so yeah. The Master's will is absolute. On his return to the money pit, Voldo was greeted by invaders, whose lines he set about taking by one by one. Seeing the opportunity cost a cave-in, the warrior Ivy cut through the ceiling, blocking off Voldo from pursuing her. Apart from Ivy, only a few of them escaped with their lives. One of them had managed to get their hands on something highly valuable, however. Lucky him.
In the deepest room of the dark underground vault, there was a magnificent sarcophagus and chair illuminated by torchlight. Before it stood a lanky, grotesque man, the guardian feared by looters, with his head bowed in respect. His name was Voldo, a dark vestige of the talented man who had once served as Verchi's right hand. Long years underground had robbed Voldo of his sight and sanity. Before his dead master's sarcophagus, he reported his failures. Voldo deeply regretted the fact that he had left the money pit for 3 years in order to find Soul Edge. And although he was completely alone, Voldo heard a familiar voice.
Thank you for your report, Voldo. With new challenges often come failure. Learn from your failures, and you shall be wiser. While you were in the outside world, the money pit was flooded, and the traps were all destroyed. Now then, enough lamenting. You have important work to do. But there's one thing we must do first. I'm sure you have felt it, right? The aura emanating from the swordswoman Ivy. My merchant's intuition speaks to me. That aura comes from the legendary sword I spent years seeking, Soul Edge.
So that's his master.
She also stole a portion of my notes, which are some of my most valuable possessions. And of course, we can't let the other thieving rats get away with the treasure they stole. Therefore, Voldo, I shall give you 2 missions. Your first is to track down that woman and acquire all the clues you can concerning Soul Edge. Your second is to reclaim my notes, as well as all the pieces of my collection that were stolen. Some of the vermin still remain on this island.
Like, bro, you did.
Exterminate them first, and reclaim what they stole. I'm counting on you, my loyal servant.
Look at the jewel on this sword! That's really something. Not that I expected any less from Verci's collection. What was that sound? The wind? Ah!
Time to exterminate you.
Shall we?
The adventurers had looted a number of the strange weapons Verci had collected. With Verci's treasure before him, Voldo reminisced as he held in his hands an unusual pair of blades from India. Amid the moonlight reflecting off the blood-stained blades, old memories began to resurface in his mind.
What? You've never seen a pair of Jamadars? They're also known as Bundi daggers. Other merchants call them guitars, but they're mistaken. If you wish to become the next Merchant of Death someday, you'll need to learn all about weapons and their uses. Here, I'll lend them to you, but make sure you return them to me. My instincts tell me they will be a good match for you. Go on, give them a swing.
Voldo 3, Lost Glory. Disposing of the invader's corpse, Voldo set about restoring the money pit and its traps. Once finished, he secured the entrance and headed out on a journey to complete the mission assigned to him by Versace. Greedy bastard Versace. Like, bro, how you dead and you still trying to keep people from your money? Like, bro. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of poor villages that could really help with that, all that, whatever, that money pit of yours. And you just want to keep it all to yourself, even in death. That's the definition of greed right there, man.
Ivy's scent was fading, but that did little to hinder Voldo. Honing his senses for years underground had given him something of a sixth sense, which allowed him to sense invisible auras that people leave behind. As Voldo moved north, tracking Ivy's unique aura, he continued reclaiming the treasures stolen from his master.
Hand it over, Grandpa!
Wait! Take anything you want but this!
Why? Because that one will fetch the highest price?
What was that? I just heard footsteps.
My leg!
What's happening?
Off the ledge you go.
Fight!